I'm doing it's just playing the octave at the same time. So yeah.
And like letting them ring out together.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah, that's just like my style. But from a recording standpoint, I always get worried like, oh, is it too busy? Because like it's not just one note I'm hitting two. But I think towards the end it's like cool.
Yeah.
Because that's like the rock out part.
Yeah, and it fills it up.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
Seriously.
So here's that drums
Alright, this thing up. Alright, so I got some opinions. I know we don't have a lot of time, but certainly on that intro. So I mean, if you want to, I can shut up unless you want to just wrap up what we got here. But
What are you? Is it percussion related balance stuff?
No, it's the stems themselves. Like
Okay. Yeah.
I think that makes it too much clutter with the already existing tablet thing.
I haven't done any. I did a little bit. So basically, when I started with the percussion stems, I went through, organized every single one of them to what makes sense to me, and then with that, it wasn't just like one stem for the congas, but it was like conga left, conga right.
Right. That's the
room.
problem. Is
So,
like conga
which is good because it gives me options, but it was still like, all right, where is the? So I got everything organized, and then kind of got it to tonally like what might make sense, but also some of it could be too aggressive. Some of it needs to be brought out more as a soloistic thing because it's like background percussion versus like for like important like lead percussion, if you will. Like
that's
some
a
of
good
that
point.
solo
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
that makes completely different, and I wasn't really sure just because of how much there was, like what should be what. And as I was listening through, I was like, all right, this sounds like it should be brought up. This sounds like it should be like more out of the way. But there's a lot of it that I still want to go up and chop out. But I kind of wanted to wait to do that together,
For the
just so
next
we can,
session.
so we can really take our time with it and be like, because it'll really help a lot of moments stand out and then get out of the way. Because I think right now everything is just in the way. So when it's all brought up, it's all messy,
All at once,
it's messy together.
Not so dynamic. Yeah.
So that's kind of percussion stuff. We'll have to wait, But I
Totally.
think in terms of what you're talking about specifically, that thing in the beginning, it also like it clutters it up, and it also like kind of takes you out of this space that like it's all like lo-fi sounding at first, and then stuff starts to come in, and then it really opens up. But with that low kind of full sounding whatever instrument that was in the beginning, like kind of takes you out of that space of it
I think
being
it's tough too because it's
lo-fi.
almost like, I mean, I can tell that he was trying to play around it, but it's almost like too like out of time for my. I mean, I know it's like it still works technically,
Right.
but it's like, ooh, my ear doesn't. Really
It's
But-
just a lot going on.
But I'm totally happy with what's been achieved. The only thing I would like is just a balance of the outro, so I can just listen to it. I mean, I'm fine with it, but
a bounce of what we just did acoustic on.
yeah,
Sure.
yeah, exactly. Start with the outro. I know I'm shoehorning it in with 4 minutes to go.
That's okay. There's nothing like booked in here afterwards,
Yeah.
so we're good. But I do want to get balance. Make sure this is sounding nice and pretty.
That's crazy. not a tall
not a
street.
tall street.
Mm.
I really love that last note. How that
Seriously, how
brings
yeah,
out.
the
That's awesome.
harmonic overtones with the other tracks, yeah, that's sick. Super, super sick.
Do you want woodwinds in here too? Or?
Yeah, go ahead and pop in the woodwinds as well.
And same thing, this like with the percussion, like I haven't really figured out which, like this isn't really balanced yet. This is all.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no worries at all.
Just everything is
I just-
mono, just together,
yeah.
but just to have it.
Just to say yeah. And then I heard that too, but later on that was just a squeak from moving my hand. We could totally.
Yeah, that can be edited
Yeah,
easily.
yeah.
Cool. Are you happy with that outro?
Super, super beyond happy. And
Awesome.
and just thank you for bearing with me through that.
You flew through it today. That was,
yeah.
That was not
Well,
bad.
yeah.
I mean, there were 3 different guitars helped.
Yeah.
sharing the load, but also it's gonna sound like there's no fade ins or outs, so you'll hear there's a bit of noise. It's a very noisy room, I've come to learn, like especially with the acoustic stuff when you have to gain it up. So you'll hear a little background hiss like in the beginning.
I don't
before
mind
you
the hiss.
play,
I mean,
and then
it's-
like it
yeah.
won't fade out at the end, but we'll get to that. So
Yeah.
I'll bounce this out just for where you want it, but now you can kind of also see like how I approach drum stuff, and then half of that I might even change completely, but just to like figure out, all right, now I have like a much better idea of what is what in
Right.
terms of like what stems are provided to me, which ones I'm gonna have that really nasal compression and have like really breathe with the drums, and which ones I'll leave open and make them sound
Demo
really
parts,
big. And
yeah.
so it's not perfect yet, but a lot of energy in the drum parts.
Yeah. So before the session next week, and are you gonna fiddle around with it some more? Or?
Yeah, so I can definitely. So yeah, maybe I set a goal to like by the next session, like feel super comfortable with drums going in, because I feel pretty good about them already, but I'll still tweak them a little bit, and maybe percussion will be next, like in the next
Auxiliary,
session
yeah.
before we do like vocal stuff, just like focus on like the relationship between drums and percussion, figure out where the percussion needs to go, and then, cause like the way I check off my list of things is like, once I'm done with it, it's just like I don't want to worry about it anymore. I want it to be comfortable in the mix to where
Move on to the
I
next
want
one.
it to be, but
Yeah.
then at the end of the mix, I'll probably still go back and tweak things, but it'll be at a place where that's very,
Very simple.
very easy, like little adjustments. So
And I get what you're saying about the drums are already like pretty, not too much needs to happen there, but the vocals are what's going to occupy most of the time. So you want to have enough space to, time-wise, to reserve focusing on those. Which is
Exactly.
going to be, syllables and mucus and spit.
All of
the sounds.
all of the fluids. Yeah, I think that'll take its own special time. So but let me go ahead and send this to.
Totally, and then I guess is that messing around with Melodyne as well, and or do you typically not do too much there with intonation?
Yeah, I do some stuff with. There's a few different, like there's like an auto-tune plugin that I know my way around to make it sound very natural, but also I usually start with. What is it?
Yeah, personally, I you know, obviously, I mean, you know this, right? If you do too much, it sounds pretty thin, right? If you
Yeah,
put too much on
the
it.
best way for me to do it is I'll take all that off and do Logic's flex time tuning, which is similar to Melodyne.
And move
not
it up,
as,
yeah.
Not as strong as Melodyne, but basically it's make it so things are closer. So if I do apply tuning, auto tune, you don't hear it. It's like it makes it exactly so. Smoothing things out like that is the next step with vocals. But I'll send this over to you now, and then.
Okay, fantastic. I want to start moving my guitar.
Sounds good.
Sweet dude. That was him on the guitar.
Yeah, he was playing guitar.
Oh man, that was dope.
He's
That
really
was
good.
pure dopamine, dude.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah.
It was not an easy piece to play. It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So